Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today I'm coming to you guys as happy as can be because I have just added 2 brand new knives to my personal collection of models that I have loved and wanted one of for years, literally years, but I've wanted to wait because not only are these 2 knives both American made, they come in a lot of flavors. There's a lot of options. Every year there's multiple options for them, and I wanted to get the ones that really just jumped out and spoke to me right away. And it's taken a while. Like I said, it's taken multiple years to come across these 2, and I'm so glad I finally did. I'm super excited to bring these to you guys. Before I pull out the first box, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you like what you see, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. Now, let's take a look at the first one. It's a ProTech. It's a Way of Knife exclusive, and when you combine Way of Knife with ProTech, you're bound to get something pretty sick. And what we have in here is one that I would definitely consider sick. About as sick as you can get, really. And really what I find to be a pretty decent price. I don't really have any issue with the price of this knife, which we'll talk about here in just a second. But the actual knife that we are looking at, drum roll, is the ProTech Godfather in Midnight Blue with DLC hardware and blade, and this gorgeous mother of pearl inlay. I gotta say, guys, there has not been a colorway of these type of dark colors to go with mother of pearl that has popped and looked this good in a very, very long time. Let's get a feel for this action. Yes, that is that ProTech snap we all know and love. And before we talk any more about this knife, let's take a look at some overall specs on just what we got here. We have an overall length of 9.6 inches, a blade length coming in at 4 inches, and a blade steel of 154 cm that ProTech does such a good job with. We have a handle length of 5.6 inches, a handle thickness of 450 thousandths, with, of course, that ProTech aluminum that they use and do another really good job on. We have a weight coming in at 4 ounces, and I'll tell you, 4 ounces for an almost 10-inch knife is not bad at all. And the price, this is where I think this is a pretty good price for this knife. I really have to admit, 240 bucks. You know, by no means is that cheap, but this, for one, there's a lot of exclusivity with this knife. I mean, I think they only made 10 of these. Like, there was not a lot made. And last I saw, there was only 4 or 5 left on Way of Knife, and that was yesterday, so they could, for all I know, they could be gone by now. But there's a lot of things on this knife that really, really stick out to me. But this is absolutely the Godfather I have been waiting for, that I really didn't know I wanted this bad until I saw it. And the moment I saw the short posted from one of the guys at Way of Knife on Instagram, I had to jump on it. I really did, and add this to my collection. The Midnight Blue is such a wonderful dark shade of blue. The DLC is phenomenal on this. And I'm not a huge lover of DLC. I like it. I don't love it. It really comes down to the quality of it. As you guys know, and ProTech quality is, it's top shelf. It's up there with the absolute best in the industry. And this DLC coating, it has a little extra shine to it. It's almost like a little satiny pop. You can almost, you know, see some of those grind lines. It kind of reminds me of a certain type of black coating that Spyderco uses. It's not, I don't think it's called DLC. It's like Thai something or other. I can't remember the exact name of it. But this just has a next level finish on this DLC. It's not like, it is a black DLC, but it's more like a very, very dark gray. It is so, so sweet, and I absolutely love it. It looks even better in person. And then the combination of the DLC and the Midnight Blue bring out that mother of pearl inlay like something else. And the inlay on this is just amazing. You got those nice 2 lines of the mother and pearl to really give it some depth and a little extra, just a little extra pop of color. Man, I really couldn't be happier with this. I really love this knife. It's not going anywhere, maybe ever, for a very long time at least, because it is getting some pocket love. It is going to get used. This is definitely going to get used. I do try and use all of my knives, even customs. I only have 1 custom, but I use it. I'm not exactly going to go out and beat the hell out of it, but I'm going to cut paper, open boxes, do simple stuff like that. You know, you got to have it in the pocket. That's, to me, that's part of the enjoyment of collecting, and using is, some knives are obviously going to use a lot harder than others, and, some you don't. Some you use just enough to say you use them. But regardless, however I use this, I'm going to enjoy it, and it is an amazing addition to my collection. And I'll have a link below. I don't know if there's going to be any left, but if there are, click the link, check it out. But this is definitely one worth checking out. I love it. The ProTech Godfather Way of Knife exclusive. Now the next one might surprise some people. Maybe not the brand, well, but the brand probably would too. I don't know. Let's just take a look at it. It's a Microtech. And it's the best Microtech OTF you can get. I mean it. I mean it with everything in me. This is the best OTF Microtech makes from numerous standpoints. And we'll go over all those here in just a second. But let's take a look at just what we have here. Because what we have is the Microtech Signature Series Duroc Delta. Delta, very important, Duroc Delta. This is not a Duroc. This is the bigger boy with a Coyote Camo Cerakote that, I'll be honest, when I saw this, I immediately wanted it. And then after I ordered it, I was worried I made an impulse buy. And that really got me nervous because this was $493. This was not a cheap knife. This was an expensive knife, probably one of the most expensive knives I'll buy all year. But I've handled the Duroc Delta before, and I love everything about it. So I've always wanted to get a version of it that I enjoy, but I wanted one that was just right. And this one, I would have never thought a Cerakoted version would have been the version for me. But just listen to this. So good. That action, I'm telling you guys, there's a few things about the Duroc Delta that I absolutely love compared to a lot of other Microtechs that this thing just has a leg up on. Before we go into that though, let's take a look at some quick specs on this knife. We have an overall length of 9.4 inches with a blade length of 3.79 inches. This is a pretty big OTF. This is very comparable to the Combat Troodon in terms of blade length. We have a steel of M390, a handle length of 4.32 inches with a handle thickness of 420 thousandths. Again, aluminum chassis like Microtech does on pretty much all their OTFs. A weight of 4.6 ounces, which again is not too bad for a knife this big. And again, that price, $493. I felt that one in the wallet, but man, I tell you what, I don't regret it. The more I see this, the more I handle it and look at it, and yeah. I'm really happy with it. Now, what makes this the best Microtech OTF? A couple things. One is I love the actuator being on the front like this. I definitely prefer this. I have the Heretic Cleric 2, and it's more up on the side here, but this is like perfect placement for me. I love the ease of deployment. And what I really love, and again, this is the Duroc Delta. This is just this knife is just different than the other OTFs, and it's not just where the actuator is placed. I don't know. It's hard for me to even explain, but this just feels. You hear that? Or it's more what you don't hear. No shake. This is such a solid OTF. I've had other Microtechs like Ultratechs and stuff that they got that rattle in it, and I don't like that, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. I don't want to spend $400 to $500 on a knife and have it rattle like it's a toy. I want to feel some solidity in it. I want to know that it is as precise and extremely well built as can be. And I'll be honest, I think most Microtechs are. I'm not saying that all the other models are not good. That's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm saying is the Duroc Delta is just different. It is just different in the best possible way, and it's one that I've wanted for so long, but I didn't want to just get a regular one. A lot of my OTFs are just the regular black and stonewash or black and satin. I wanted something that stood out, or maybe blended in. I don't know. You got the camo going here, but I love this. I absolutely love how the colors kind of help minimize the appearance of the hardware and the glass breaker with the Coyote camo, all the tans and blacks meshed together. I just love it. This is literally, I am I'm literally twice as happy with this in hand than I was when I pulled the trigger on it, and it is just great. These are still available at some places, or at least the time I was recording this. I'm trying not to wait too long to upload this video because I know how fast these two knives will sell out. So I'll have links below to pick them up at different retailers wherever they're available. But if you guys want to try a badass Microtech, the Duroc Delta is the only way to go, in my opinion. I mean, the Ultratech is great. It's what started Microtech. It's their bread and butter. I get it. The Duroc Delta is the best, period. Hands down, no questions asked. I've actually never handled a Duroc, but a Duroc is, the blade length is under 3 inches, like 2.89 or something. So I definitely just prefer the bigger blade on this. And I just love how it feels in my hand and the ease of deploying it. And everything about it is just perfect for me. Easily one of my favorite OTFs, right up there with the Heretic Cleric 2, and who knows, after some pocket time, this may pass it. It wasn't really that much more than the Heretic. The Heretic Cleric 2 was $420, this was $493, so for that difference, yeah, it's not a huge difference for me. Both are fantastic knives, and I am so happy to add both of these to the collection. And let me know which one you guys like best, what you think of these two acquisitions. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope all of you are adding a badass knife to your collection sometime soon. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.